We always hear people say that the courts have ruled that there can be no expectation of privacy when you're out in public. A lot of times we encounter cops who don't understand or don't want to understand that concept as they harass Americans who just want to record in public like the government records us. And of course, we have our anti-auditor pals who like to make fun of auditors who end up getting violated by the cops who don't respect the First Amendment. Now, I'm not for antagonizing or being belligerent out in public, but quietly recording in public is something that we're all subjected to on a daily basis and that we're all free to do whenever we want. In the United States, the courts have consistently held that individuals have a reduced expectation of privacy in public places compared to private places, which it seems like cops don't even understand that. This principle, of course, stems from the Fourth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, which protects against unreasonable searches and seizures by the government. One landmark case that exemplifies this is Katz versus the United States from 1967. In this case, the Supreme Court ruled that a person does have a reasonable expectation of privacy in a public phone booth because the individual had taken steps to isolate himself from the public view. However, the court also established that such an expectation of privacy is not absolute and can be diminished under certain circumstances. Now, we've come a long way since 1967, and let me just ask you, when was the last time you even saw a phone booth in person?
I don't care what you're doing. Come and get me. What the?
In addition to that, the courts have upheld the notion that individuals have no reasonable expectation of privacy in activities conducted in open public spaces where they can be readily observed by others. This includes activities like walking in a public street, being in a public park, or engaging in conversations in a crowded area. Overall, while individuals do have some expectation of privacy in public, it is significantly reduced compared to private spaces, and courts have consistently recognized this distinction in various legal rulings. To boil it all down, if you're out in public and you want some kind of privacy, you have to create that privacy for yourself. You can't expect a random cameraman or a Google car or NASA satellites to create that privacy for you. In the 1979 case Smith v. Maryland, the Supreme Court held that individuals do not have a reasonable expectation of privacy in the phone numbers they dial because they knowingly convey that information to a third party, which is the telephone company, when making the call. This ruling established the third party doctrine, which states that individuals forfeit their expectation of privacy when they voluntarily disclose information to third parties. In California versus Greenwood from 1988, the Supreme Court ruled that individuals do not have a reasonable expectation of privacy in trash left outside their homes for collection. The court reasoned that once the trash is placed in an area accessible to the public, it is considered abandoned property, and the Fourth Amendment does not protect it from warrantless search and seizures by law enforcement. The 1983 case, United States versus Knotts, is pretty interesting. In this case, the Supreme Court held that individuals do not have a reasonable expectation of privacy in their movements on public roads. Law enforcement's use of a beeper to track a suspect's vehicle on public roads, they said, did not constitute a search under the Fourth Amendment because the suspect had no reasonable expectation of privacy in his whereabouts while driving on the public streets. And this makes me wonder, how is it that cops do not understand that there's no reasonable expectation of privacy in a public place? These cases, among others, have contributed to shaping the legal framework surrounding privacy rights in public spaces in the United States. But there's more. There's the 1924 case, Hester v. United States. The Supreme Court held that the Fourth Amendment protection does not exist to, quote, open fields, meaning areas outside the immediate vicinity of a home. The decision established the open fields doctrine, under which law enforcement can search open fields without a warrant because they are not considered part of the home and there is no reasonable expectation of privacy. In Florida v. Riley from 1989, the Supreme Court ruled that aerial surveillance of a property from public airspace doesn't violate the Fourth Amendment. In this case, law enforcement officers flew a helicopter over a suspect's greenhouse at 400 feet and observed the dreaded marijuana plant. The court found that since the helicopter was in navigable airspace, the observation did not constitute a search, as there was no reasonable expectation of privacy from aerial surveillance. In the United States versus Place in 1983, the Supreme Court decided that a sniff by a trained drug detection dog in a public place does not constitute a search under the Fourth Amendment. In this case, the use of a drug-sniffing dog to detect narcotics and luggage at an airport was found to be non-intrusive and did not violate the expectation of privacy, which, in my opinion, is a direct violation of the Fourth Amendment, since you have the right to be secure in your person, no matter where your person happens to be. So this is an example where the Supreme Court absolutely demolishes, hates, doesn't care about, and wants to set alight the Fourth Amendment. In the 1986 case Dow Chemical Company versus the United States, the Supreme Court held that the use of aerial photography by the Environmental Protection Agency to inspect a chemical plant did not violate the Fourth Amendment. The court reasoned that the plant's open areas were not entitled to the same expectation of privacy as residential property, and the use of standard photographic equipment from public airspace did not constitute a reasonable search. And this Dow Chemical case seems to be in conflict with the Florida v. Riley case, because those marijuana plants were firmly planted on residential property. The last one we're going to talk about is California v. Ciraolo from 1986. This is similar to the Florida v. Riley case. The Supreme Court here ruled that aerial observation of a fenced-in backyard from an altitude of 1,000 feet did not violate the Fourth Amendment. The court found that any member of the public flying in a plane could have seen the same thing, so there was no reasonable expectation of privacy. Again, whether you agree with them or not, whether you think they're consistent with the Fourth Amendment or the First Amendment or not, these cases further illustrate how the expectation of privacy is diminished in public spaces and open areas, reflecting the legal boundaries set by the robed tyrants of the Supreme Court on this issue. Leave your thoughts about this for the world in the comments section below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to my email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. I'll leave all these cases in the description below if you want to take a look at them, and I'll see you in the next video.